All right, class, the second area that we're going to be focusing on, the forelimb, are going to be the extensor muscles. So in this video, I have my specimen on its side. This is the back of the paw, and you'll see that what I've done is I have separated out the individual extensor muscles, which are on the back of the forelimb. Now, this area I try to hit early because historically what I found is that this is the area where students have the most difficulty. Mainly because we have muscles with longer names that combines a variety of descriptive terms, and they can kind of get jumbled up. And you may notice that on occasion, if I'm helping you out and I'm moving quickly, I may make a mistake here or there that I usually correct, but sometimes they do even get mixed up in my head. So just to let you know, this is going to be an area that is going to be good for you to review frequently, come back and make sure that you revisit it so that it's not, that it becomes easier, because repetition will help. So the first muscle we're going to look at here is actually kind of this, when I was demonstrating in my last video on how to get that connective tissue off of the forearm. There's a muscle that lays right along there, and for some it actually might be removed. And what this is the brachioradialis. Okay? It runs along the radial side from the arm, hence its name. And once you have that one separated, it kind of is separated from the rest of it. It's fairly thin, and it's embedded into a lot of this connective tissue. So it's sometimes hard to identify. If you're having difficulty, let me know. We'll see. As long as you still have it, we'll pull it out and draw it out a little bit easier. If not, come and take a look at the demonstration specimen. From there, all of these, again, are going to be extensors. So they are going to extend the wrist, or extend the paw. So the first two actually are named very similarly. We have the extensor carpi radialis longus and brevis. So again, they extend. They are going to, their extensor muscles, they're going to extend the wrist, the carpal bones, and they're going to run along the radial side. All right, in humans, the thumb would be on this side. And they are going to indicate the length of the muscle. So the extensor carpi radialis brevis is brief or short compared to the extensor carpi radialis longus. Okay, it comes from a little bit further back in the arm. Okay, once we've identified those, you can move off. There's another muscle that is going to be this is the extensor digitorum communis. So it is going to extend, as that portion of the name indicates. It's going to extend the digits, and it is also communis because if you look closely, there's actually a slight divide in it. It starts out as one and then splits. I haven't identified that well in this because I wanted to keep the muscle together and not confuse with yet another division. Okay. Beside the extensor digitorum communis, we have the extensor digitorum lateralis. This is the most lateral muscle that we have in the forearm. And then, so it is going to extend the digits, and it's going to be on the lateral side. Beside that, we have the extensor digitorum, the extensor carpi ulnaris. So it extends the carpal bones and is on the ulnar side. And if you get right over here, there's not a whole lot left to feel except for the ulna as it runs down the forearm. All right. So again, a brief recap, a review. We have the brachioradialis. We have the extensor carpi radialis brevis, the extensor carpi radialis longus, the extensor digitorum communis, the extensor digitorum lateralis, and the extensor carpi ulnaris. So again, as you see, names can be quite confusing. Once you identify them out, some find it easier to work from the ulnar side, find the ulna and work that way. Some find it easier to work from the radial side once you have identified some and moved toward the ulnar side. Once again, make sure you review these frequently. It will help make them a little bit easier when we do get to the lab practical.